listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Perfect.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
Perfect.
Man, oh man. What a day to be a wrestling fan. Oh man. Let's just hit this now. We're going to get this over with. We don't even need to see the stream. We're going to hit this right now. Jesus Christ. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into all the news. Let's get into the Raw review on the absolute worst WrestleMania Raw. The worst Raw after WrestleMania I have ever seen. But before we do all that, hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling, as always. Let us not waste any more time. Follow the ticker on the bottom of your screen. Let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. I am your host. And man, there's a lot going on in regards to how I feel and how I think things are going to play out in this wrestling world with WWE. So unless you've been living under a rock,
You're stupid.
WWE has been sold to Endeavor, the same company who owns UFC. Let's talk about it. WWE Inc. is nearing a deal to be sold to Endeavor Group Holdings, which owns Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC, according to people familiar with what's going on. Well, this is all but been confirmed already, so let's just get that out the way. The deal will be solidified later this year, and if not, both parties have the opportunity to walk away, but people predict that it will be solidified way business, and WWE will form a separate publicly traded entity, people said, in which Endeavor shareholders would hold 51% and WWE shareholders would retain 49%. So to be clear, WWE coming off the stock market, and the shareholders will hold for 49%, but Endeavor will own a majority stake. So, which means Vince McMahon will have a boss. Yikes.
Stop it. Get some help.
Vince McMahon, the majority owner and former chief executive of WWE, chairman of the board, who retired last year amid a misconduct probe, returned to the company in January to pursue a sale, the Wall Street Journal previously reported. In a series of articles last year, the Journal revealed that McMahon had paid to suppress allegations of sexual misconduct for years. The revelations and findings of the WWE Board of Investigations led to his brief retirement after 40 years. All right, so that's basically what's going on there. The company has been sold to Endeavor. It is what it is. They will take a majority shareholder stake. The reports are UFC is valued at $21.1 billion, WWE valued at $9.3 billion. So he got what he wanted. He sold the company for a hell of a lot of money. I think UFC $2 billion, $3-4 billion. WWE sold for 9.3 allegedly. We'll know the final numbers as they begin to come out throughout the week, but this is one hell of a deal. So let's start with, before we get into the Raw review, before we get into everything, let's start with WWE being sold to Endeavor. Vince McMahon retired and said, you know, I think it's time for me to retire.
Stop the cap.
Then he said, you know what? I think I was coaxed into retirement. I really didn't want to retire. I really don't think I should retire. I think I got some bad advice. I'm coming back.
Gotcha, bitch.
Then Vince McMahon said, you know what? I'm going to bully my way back. And he did. This man bullied his way back. Amid the board telling him, we don't think it's a good idea that you come back. Y'all remember that? Remember when they came to Vince and said, listen, we vote against you coming back because we think it's going to be bad for the business. Bad for, amid all of these allegations and hush money, you paying all these side chicks. Remember that?
Respect my authority.
Vince said, I don't give a damn. I'm coming back anyway. And not only did he come back, he bullied his way back, got rid of some people on the board, and then changed the bylaws so that no one can ever vote him out ever again.
Respect my authority.
If that's not respect my authority, I don't know what is. Then he came back. Triple H was handling creative. And then he came back and said, Vince McMahon is only back for the sale of the company. I bullied my way back in just because I just want to sell the company.
Stop the cap.
He's only there to facilitate a sale, and no sale will happen without Vince McMahon. That's all he.
Stop the cap.
But then all of a sudden now, when WWE finally is sold to Endeavor, guess who's staying on as president? Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Respect my authority. Gotcha, bitch.
Bruh.
He lied to y'all. Straight up. Straight up, Cap lied.
Stop the cap.
He had no intentions on coming back and not being involved with the company. He had every intention to come back and stay on as the president. I think his title now is president of his side of things, the wrestling side of things. This man couldn't stay away. He couldn't stay away. And little by little, did you guys not notice that Vince McMahon, his handprints were all over a lot of things for the past couple of months? Since he said, I'm coming, since he wanted to come back and facilitate a deal, all he's been doing is steady changing this product. Let's go back and look at when Triple H first took over. Triple H first took over. What did you have? More wrestling matches, less promos. We had Chad Gable on TV more. Johnny Gargano was getting a little push. As soon as things start changing about 6-7 weeks ago, Chad Gable was being caught short. Johnny Gargano was being caught short. We're getting these long-winded promos again. And I'm not talking about the good kind like Cody and Roman. I'm talking about 2-minute matches. The women's wrestlers ain't getting no time. Hashtag give divas a chance. Remember that. Everything is going back to the way Monday Night Raw used to be months ago. Triple H's influence slowly but surely started changing. Think about it. A couple of weeks ago, you started seeing these 2-minute women matches again. You started seeing little things that were coming out the woodwork that we used to see about Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was not the same show it used to be. Now, Monday Night Raw ain't perfect. It's 3 hours. It's too damn long. But at least they were showcasing new wrestlers. They were doing new things. They were trying to get new people over. And listen, some people have worked. Some people have not. But Monday Night Raw was a better show. It was watchable. And little by little, Vince McMahon squeezed his way all the way back into creative.
How dare you?
Appearing on CNBC, McMahon said it was the right time to make a deal and to sell to Endeavor Group Holdings, the parent company of UFC. Several companies have been rumored to be in talks, WWE acquiring the business, most notably Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. So WWE, I'm sure, entertained a lot of offers for Vince McMahon entertained a lot of offers for WWE, and that's fine. Got no problem with it being sold. Got no problem with things happening. That stuff happens all the time. Now they're going to make some new company that doesn't have a name yet. It's going to be traded on the stock market. WWE is coming off the stock market. That new merge could be a $21.4 billion sports entertainment company because it's UFC and WWE combined with both their fan bases. It could be magical. I'm not going to lie. So we're going down to Marco for that. It could be a very lucrative, very profitable deal for WWE and all involved. But listen to what he said on CNBC when they talked about the controversies that he's had. McMahon addressed the controversy as well. I've made mistakes, obviously, personally and professionally. Through my 50-year career he said, I've owned up to every single one of them and moved on. No, you haven't, bro.
Stop the cap.
Stop lying. And I quote, I continue, I'm not sure of the legacy stuff. I'm not going to write it. I don't know. I want to say, as someone who had an extraordinary amount of fun, great passion for what they did, and wound up with the biggest deal Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel's ever done in his life. So, like I said, 51% to 49% via shareholders. McMahon also added, together we will be a 21+ billion live sports and entertainment powerhouse with a collective fan base of more than 1 billion people and an exciting growth opportunity. Yikes.
Perfect.
Emmanuel will become the new CEO of the company and continue his role as CEO of Endeavor. McMahon, who brought WWE from his father in 1982, will be executive chairman of the board. Mark Shapiro will be chief operating officer of the new company and Endeavor. Nick Khan will serve as president of WWE, and Dana White will continue as president of UFC. Hold up. Didn't Vince McMahon said he just came in to facilitate a sale? He didn't come in and he wasn't going to stay on as chairman of the board? So Endeavor's going to have 6 members of the board, and he's going to have WWE is going to have 5. So Endeavor will have slightly more power, and they will basically own the company. And Vince McMahon will have to answer to Ari Emanuel, his boss. And this is going to be the first time in a very long time where he had to answer to somebody. And that's cool. Okay, he has a boss. I'm sure he'll figure it out. I'm sure they have a working agreement in between there somewhere. I'm sure. Y'all don't understand what just happened. This brother bullied his way back in, sold the company, and then Captain said, yeah, I'm not gonna stay on because I really don't want to bother anybody. I just want to go retire. And then he says, you know what? No, I'm gonna continue being the chairman of the board of WWE. And sorry about all that. Cap.
Stop the cap.
Nick Khan. Cap.
Stop the cap.
Triple H. Cap.
Stop the cap.
Vince McMahon. Cap.
Stop the cap.
And then we wonder why Stephanie left. Stephanie wanted no parts of this. Whatever happened, well, we as fans, we always thought, man, this thing could go to Stephanie running the business side, Triple H running the wrestling side, he having full reins over creative. And lo and behold, look at what happened on WrestleMania. Omos and Brock Lesnar. You think that was a Triple H call? If you think that was a Triple H call,
Stupid.
You stupid. Wait till I get into Monday Night Raw. You're going to see how it had Vince McMahon all over it. All of a sudden, we see these short-ass matches.
Bruh.
All of a sudden, we seeing nothing but promo time.
Stupid.
All of a sudden, we seeing not a lot of wrestling on this sports entertainment WWE show.
Stupid.
You think that's all by design? Do you remember?
Wherever your business needs to show up, Vistaprint can print it.
I got ads popping up.
Stupid.
Do you remember when Vince McMahon says, I'm going to lay off the reins a little bit. I'm going to give creative control mostly to Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. Remember when they got put in certain spots on Raw and SmackDown alike? Eric Bischoff was gone under 6 months. Paul Heyman was gone in under a year. They were the scapegoat because Raw sucked. Raw sucked, and Vince needed someone to blame because they really didn't have full creative control or full creative autonomy. What they had was they would come up with something, give it to Vince. Vince would rewrite it and rewrite it and rewrite it because his 77-year-old ass didn't think it was funny. And then we were forced to watch as a trash-ass Monday Night Raw and a trash-ass SmackDown led the field in being fucking garbage.
Stupid.
Bruh.
77 years old, out of touch, laughing at shit from the 80s and 90s like that shit is still relevant now. Does he have a wealth of knowledge? Yes. Is he great at what he does? He used to be. But rewriting 50 times a script ain't gonna make it any better. You think these writers don't know what they're doing? They got all these wonderful people who know how to write and are good at their job and have people from the entertainment industry. They know what the hell they're doing, but when you got to give it to a person when you have to give it to Vince and you have to write for an audience of one, what do you think is going to happen?
Bruh.
Trash.
Stupid.
And that's going to lead me right into this trash-ass Monday Night Raw. Can I ask you a question? Where was the surprises last night? Where were the surprises? Where was Switchblade, Jay White? Where was Randy Orton if he's healthy? Where was Ciampa? Where was a new feud? Where was anything new last night? Or did we get the same old shit? Where was the wrestling in the second hour of the show? Did we debut somebody new? No.
Stupid.
Did we start a new feud? One or two. We started one new feud with Cody and Brock. Other than that, what are we doing? Let's run this garbage down. Let's run it down. Oh, we had Matt Riddle on the show. Great. That's awesome.
Stupid.
You know who he's fighting? The Miz.
Bruh.
So Matt Riddle been gone for mad long, and you bring him back to fight the freaking Miz?
Stupid.
Nothing against the Miz, but what is the purpose of them even fighting? Matt Riddle could be so much more than just a comedy guy. You saved the whole major re-debut so that person can fight the Miz and hit the Miz with the bro Derek, and that's supposed to be your big surprise. Nick Khan talked about it over the weekend, WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, we got a lot of surprises. We got a lot of surprises. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez fought Damage Control. Can I ask you a question? If Liv Morgan and Raquel were in the women's tag team tournament or classic or whatever you want to call it, if they were in that the night before for the right to be number one contenders and they lost, Damage Control for the right to be number one contenders?
Stupid.
That was what the match yesterday was for. The one that they lost to Shayna Baszler with no shoe and Ronda Rousey, who worked for about 30 seconds. Now, I don't know if she's hurt. I don't know if Shayna's hurt. I didn't hear anything about it. If they are hurt, I wish them a speedy recovery. But if they're hurt, why in the blue hell didn't anybody say anything about it? Video package or promo, something. Why are we getting the same match that we got the night before for the same result that was supposed to be already shored up?
stupid.
Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley came face to face. I did like the face to face, but this match ain't happening no time soon. So we really didn't need that on this show. Bobby Lashley fought Mustafa Ali and beat him in the Hurt Lock. And Mustafa Ali said you need to be more positive.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Man,
Get the fuck out of here!
you can't get Bobby Lashley on WrestleMania in a match. Mustafa Ali comes out of nowhere and basically is his punching bag for the night. And that's the best use you got of Mustafa Ali right now? You couldn't do nothing else with Bobby Lashley besides that glorified squash? Come on, son.
You stupid.
One of the only good things I really liked about this show is KO and Sami Zayn versus the Street Profits. You know why? Because the Street Profits had a tag team 4-way match to determine the number one contender, and they actually won their match. So they deserve to have a title shot.
Perfect.
You see how that makes sense? It's logical. We had Seth Rollins backstage talking about how he beat Logan. He's happy. All right, great. Good for you. Good for you. Let's hit the thing for him. Then he tells them to hit his music, and he goes there. He has the whole crowd sing along, you know, oh, all that. They go to commercial break, and when they come back from commercial, do we have a match? Do we have a new feud? Do we have Seth being happy, talking junk, a promo, anything? The answer to all of those.
Nope.
But you know what we did have? He turned around, he walked out, his music was playing, and that was the end of the segment.
Nope. Get the fuck out of here!
But this is the Raw after WrestleMania, though. This is the Raw after WrestleMania, though. Austin Theory beat Rey Mysterio because ex-con Dom and the Priest came out there and they beat him up, during which Priest also chokeslammed Bad Bunny. Well, you know, they're going to be in Puerto Rico next month. I'm fine with this. This was one of the good things on the show. Fine with me. Omos fought Elias. Now, can I ask you a question?
How dare you?
When's the last time we saw Elias? When's the last time we saw Elias? And why is Omos fighting Elias? Why? So he could get some wins on TV because Vince McMahon likes big guys? Is that it? Only thing I really cared about and liked is the Triple H came out to open the show, thank the fans and all of that, and stop the show. He's not going to be thanking the fans pretty soon. And you know why? Because as soon as Vince McMahon starts booking this show like he already is, and it's fucking garbage, and it's fucking boring, and he starts losing viewers because his creative mind is not what it used to be, first thing he's going to do is blame Triple H. And Triple H will be relieved of his duties or fired, and that's going to be the end of that.
Gotcha, bitch.
And then there'll be a new person to come in and take that spot and be suckered into it, maybe, and they'll be the new scapegoat in town for Mr. Vince McMahon.
Gotcha, bitch.
Bruh.
After that, we had Roman Reigns out there, and Cody came out shortly after, and Cody said, listen, I want a rematch. That's the only word I came out here to do. Roman said, man, we not rematching you.
Nope.
But he said, let's give these people something. Let's give them a tag team match. And Paul Heyman said, if you can find a tag team partner, it got to be somebody from last night WrestleMania. And once you get this, don't come at me asking for no rematch. Cody said, okay, no problem. He said, you'll realize how alone you really are. And then what happened? Brock Lesnar music hits. And now everybody knows and everybody sees, Brock is on TV. Brock is about to be fighting in the main event. These people thought they were in for a treat. But unfortunately, they were not in for a treat.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Because Brock beat the holy hell out of Cody Rhodes. Like, badly. He hit him with the ring steps, hit him with an F5, German suplexes. He put Rhodes through the announce table with another F5. Lesnar brought Rhodes back into the ring and hit another F5 on the ring steps. As it seemed Lesnar was done, he grabbed a chair and went back into the ring to deliver the last few chair shots to Cody Rhodes. This was a certified ass whooping.
Stop it. Get some help. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Respect my authority!
I respect this because he challenged Roman. Roman said no. He thought he had some help in Brock, and Brock turned heel. I respect this 100%.
Give me a hell yeah!
I'm cool with this. But this show sucked. No, the women got shafted. They really didn't have much of an appearance on this show. The men, they were supposed to go out and do a bunch of different things because word on the street is that the show got rewritten 3 or 4 different times while the show was going on. Same old Vince McMahon bullshit.
How dare you?
Same-ish, different toilet. But he only came back to facilitate a sale. But Vince McMahon is back in creative. They asked him if he was back in creative. He said yes and no. I don't want to be in the weeds. I'm going to have a upper tier executive oversight. But he didn't, those weren't his words, but his words were, I don't want to be in the weeds. I want to stay out of the weeds. Man, we don't believe you.
Stop the cap.
Man, been lying to us for how long?
How dare you?
This sale of WWE was not about the good of the company. It was about the good of him. It was about the good of Vince McMahon. And you know what? Capitalism. I'm all for it. But instead of just leaving Triple H to his own devices, doing what Triple H does best, booking shows, you put him as the chief content officer, and then you go take the reins back, and basically you're running creative right now. You gotta be kidding me.
How dare you?
Gotcha, bitch!
This is what this all boils down to. Craziness. Monday Night Raw. The Raw after WrestleMania is supposed to get you hype. It's supposed to be the new season of Monday Night Raw. It's supposed to bring on new feuds that you're going to feud with people for the next year. It's supposed to bring on all of these quality things. But instead, it didn't bring us nothing but boredom and yawning.
Stop the cap.
Respect my authority!
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Crazy. Vince McMahon being back in charge officially at this point. It didn't matter what scandals he had. Endeavor didn't care. Endeavor didn't care that Dana White hit his wife back. Endeavor was like, listen, it'll be old news in a week. So, as a wrestling fan, it would have been all right for us. It would have been all right for us if Triple H stayed, if Triple H really had full control, but he doesn't. So who the hell knows what type of back alley shows we're going to get. It's going to be rough. If it's anything like how it was yesterday, we are in for a long, unbearable ride. So we'll have to see what's up. But this is your Monday Night Raw review, as well as reviewing the sale of WWE. I will be talking about this more as more things begin to come out to fruition. But as for right now, it's not looking good. So we will see what happens. Everybody be safe tonight. Enjoy. Mañana. We got a lot more things coming out this week. So stay tuned. I'm out. Peace.